For as long as most of us have been traveling, duty-free shopping has had this almost magnetic pull, right? It's that promise of luxury goods without the hefty price tag. It's just always been a core part of the whole airport experience. But here's the thing. In a world where you can price check literally anything on your phone in seconds, does that promise even mean anything anymore? See, for decades, the answer was super simple. It was all about the price. But today, the game has been completely turned on its head. The digital world hasn't just put information in our pockets, it's totally reshaped what we as travelers actually care about. So let's unpack what's really going on behind those glossy storefronts. So in this explainer, here's what we're going to cover. First, we'll look at that old traveler hack. Then we'll meet the modern travelers who are changing everything. We'll dig into why the price advantage is disappearing, explore the shift from price to perception, and finally, figure out the brand new value proposition. Okay, let's kick things off with what we all kind of grew up with, what I like to call the old traveler hack. For years, the appeal of duty-free was built on a very, very simple and powerful idea. And this right here, this was it. The original traveler hack. The logic was just solid. You take away the taxes, the product gets cheaper. Simple. It was a guaranteed way for anyone flying internationally to feel like they were getting a secret deal on perfume, booze, you name it. This simple equation was the engine of duty-free for generations. But that simple equation started to fall apart. And you gotta ask, why? Well, it's because the traveler changed. The whole idea of a single, average customer, that's completely gone. So let's meet the modern traveler. First up, you've got your Millennials and Gen Z. This group practically grew up with smartphones in their hands. They can, and they absolutely will, compare the price in the airport to the price online in a heartbeat. For them, a tiny discount is way less exciting than some unique, Instagram-worthy item they can post about or a great story they can tell. Experience, for them, trumps savings every single time. Then, on the other end, you have your high net worth individuals and the super frequent flyers. For this crowd, honestly, price is barely part of the conversation. What are they hunting for? True exclusivity. A limited edition bottle, a personalized service, something they literally cannot get anywhere else on the planet. That's the real luxury for them. And finally, there's the occasional international traveler. Now, this group is still definitely motivated by getting a good deal, but here's the catch. They get easily overwhelmed by a million choices and confusing promotions. So what works for them? Simplicity and convenience. Think ready-to-go gift packs and really clear, simple offers. So you've got these three totally different types of shoppers, all in the same space, all looking for different things. It's really no wonder that the old one-size-fits-all price model is fading fast. Let's look at exactly why the ground has shifted underneath the feet of duty-free retails. And this slide, well, it says it all, doesn't it? The power has completely and decisively shifted from the retailer to you, the consumer. That little computer in your pocket has changed absolutely everything. And what's really interesting here is how all these challenges kind of pile on top of each other. Price transparency, thanks to our digitally savvy friends, just erodes that deal factor. Then you have product saturation. Why buy it at the airport if you can just get the same thing downtown? Add shorter layovers to the mix, and you can see why just slapping a discount on something doesn't work anymore. Okay, so the old way is broken. How in the world do you sell to these three different travelers when price just isn't your trump card anymore? Well, the answer is a total shift in strategy. You move away from a battle over price, and you move towards mastering perception. The smartest duty-free retailers are now using this new four-step playbook. It's not about being the cheapest anymore. It's about being the most desirable. And what's really brilliant is how each of these steps is a direct answer to one of those challenges we just talked about. First up, make exclusivity tangible. So how do you fight product saturation? Easy. You offer something that literally cannot be bought anywhere else. An airport-specific limited edition makes any price comparison totally irrelevant. It brings back that amazing feeling of finding a true hidden gem. Second, you deliver experiential retail. This is a direct hit against those shrinking layover times. Instead of just a quick, boring transaction, you create a destination, a tasting bar, or an interactive display. That becomes a memorable part of the trip itself, creating value that goes way beyond just the product. Third is all about simplifying and personalizing. This is the perfect antidote to that over-reliance on generic discounts. You use technology to offer recommendations tailored to where a traveler is going. It just cuts through all the noise and makes the shopper feel seen and understood, which is so important for that occasional traveler who gets easily overwhelmed. And fourth, you leverage storytelling. Think about it. A bottle of wine is just a bottle of wine until you learn about the local family that's been making it for centuries. This gives it the meaning that millennials and Gen Z are searching for. You're not just selling a product anymore, you're selling a piece of culture, a story to connect with. So when you put all four of those steps together, exclusivity, experience, personalization, and storytelling, what you end up with is a completely new value proposition. A whole new answer to the question of what duty-free is actually selling in the 21st century. I mean, you can see the evolution right here. It's no longer about cost savings, it's about creating desire. It's not about competing on price, it's about competing on exclusivity. And the whole thing is shifting from being just a transaction to being an actual experience. And that brings us to the single most important takeaway of this whole thing. In this new world, perception isn't just a bonus feature of value, it is the value. What a product represents, the story it tells, the experience of buying it, that's now the core of what makes it worthwhile. This quote just nails it, doesn't it? The hunt has changed. It's not about finding the cheapest thing anymore. It's about finding something meaningful, a story, a unique moment, a connection that adds real value to the journey itself. So I'll just leave you with this question. The next time you're walking through an airport, past all those gleaming displays, what will you be hunting for? A discount or a story?